Assalamu alaikum and you're welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel.
Islam is my deen.
Being a Muslim teenager at this time feels like life on legendary difficulty. Distractions everywhere, overwhelm, brain drain, school pressure, and somehow we're still expected to stay strong in deen. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to actually do that. Before you think about staying strong as a Muslim, you have to know yourself, you have to understand yourself and actually study your own behavior like you study for exam. Just that this time you won't forget it 2 days later. For the first chapter of this video, we're just going to get into the steps, and the first step being that you have to know the type of person you are. You can't fix what you don't understand, right? A lot of us want to be closer to our deen, be consistent in our routines, have a strong discipline, but we don't stop to ask yourself the basic questions. What kind of person am I? And I don't mean your zodiac sign or stuff. I mean your actual habits. Because some of us get distracted easily. And when I say easily, I mean the smallest little thing can steal your entire attention. For me, when it's pink. And most times when I try to sit down and study or do something productive, a tiny thing will just pop up and I'm gone. Like, I'm not even in the location anymore, I'm just somewhere else. But that's the thing, you have to know your distractions. Maybe yours isn't pink like me. Maybe it's your phone, maybe it's music, maybe it's overwhelm, overthinking, maybe it's that friend that talks too much. Come to think of it, I'm just describing myself. But you get the point. There's no shame in admitting it. Allah already knows everything about you. The point is for you to recognize what drags your attention away from Him. People are distracted emotionally, some by entertainment and stuff like that. And once you know what distracts you, you can plan around it, you can avoid, you can block, you can reduce, and manage the things that weaken your focus and your deen. Strength comes from self-awareness. You cannot pretend to be someone you're not. Allah wants the honest version of you. Moving to the next part of this chapter, remembering that we are travelers in this world. Now, after knowing who you are, the next thing is remembering why you're here. When you forget your purpose, everything distracts you and everything pulls you in a different direction. Allah already told us why we are created, to worship Him, and not just worship in prayers, but worship in your patience, your everyday life, your choices, and all aspects of your life. And the Prophet ﷺ said, we're meant to live in this life like travelers. We shouldn't get too attached to worldly life and worldly pleasures. And one thing I try to incorporate in my everyday life is to have that mindset of a traveler. Because when someone travels to a place, he knows that it's not his home and he wouldn't get to stay there forever. So what he needs to do is to make the most of what he has there and prepare for his actual home, which is the hereafter in this case. When you remember you're in this world as a traveler, dunya feels lighter, you become harder to shake, harder to tempt, and harder to deceive. That is how you become a strong Muslim. You use the world not as a treasure but as a tool. Oh my god, I'm making sense. Anyways, so the summary for this entire chapter is to know who you are, know why you're here, and know what distracts you. I believe a Muslim who understands these 3 things is almost unshakable. So this is all I've got for this chapter, and I decided to group the chapters in like separate videos. So if you learned something today, make sure to come back for the next chapters, inshallah. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for this video to reach a wider audience. And if you watched to this extent, thank you so much. I'm super grateful, and I would like you to comment this in the comment section to know how far you went. And stay tuned for the next chapters.